Hello and welcome to Python programming tutorial. Today we will be covering the following topics: application of Python, Python installation, and then we will be discussing about variables and data types in depth. So let's begin with applications of Python. As we can see on the screen, we see 8 different applications of Python. Now the applications of Python are not limited to these 8 but many more. So these are to name a few. The first one is web applications, then desktop GUI. GUI stands for graphical user interface. Graphical user interface can be defined as a way of communicating with the computer system using the graphics, the images that we see, the start button, the cross, the minimize, maximize, all these become a part of graphic where we can see them and then get commands or give commands to the computer system as per our need. Then we have software development, scientific and numeric development, business console-based programming, audio video applications, and then is 3D CAD, that is three-dimensional computer aided designing, which is used by architects or any of the fields that require very precise drawings with a lot of precise measurements. So these are to name a few, but the list does not stop here, and we have many more, as many as you want to explore. You can explore into gaming, or you can explore into various saving data type databases, along with creating a design, a web page for somebody, and then also storing database by integrating database management system into it. So there are multiple options that you can do with Python. These are to name a few. Now the second part that we need to go through is Python installation. In order to install Python, we will first go to python.org, and then under the download section we will see the latest version that is available for Windows download. You can go for any of the kind of downloads you want. You can also see through all the releases that are here, not only just the latest one. My computer does not support the latest one, so I have installed Python 2.7.18 version. That is how you are supposed to download Python from its original platform, python.org. We shall now see a few rules of naming a variable. First of all, it should either start with a letter or an underscore sign. The underscore sign is the underscore sign is this. Now we shall see the rules of naming a variable. So the first rule is that the name should either start with a letter or an underscore sign. So the underscore sign is this, not the dash but underscore. Then the name must not contain white spaces. That is, if I write full name for Hero space John, I cannot use the space, that is the white space, or any of special symbols, the special symbols that I've mentioned here. They cannot be used in the name. The name cannot be same or similar to a keyword. So if I'm writing int cannot be my variable name, because int itself is a data type or a keyword for computer to understand. The fourth one is that the language that we're working on, Python, is case sensitive. So if you write a name with a capital letter, it has to be capital letter for every time you call it in the program. It cannot be you write capital N in name and then you move on to small n in name later on in the program, it will not fetch you the same result. Then the last one is that is equal to operator will assign the values to the variable. So suppose now I write that if I write something, suppose text is equal to hello Python. Suppose I write this. So I write text is equal to hello Python. So if I want to print this, I will write print text, and that is it. So this text is my variable where I saved hello Python. I can write text is equal to a, and then it will show text is equal to 5, and then print text, I will see the number 5. So I write, as I wrote there, text is equal to hello Python. Now in this programming, I write text is equal to hello Python, and then I ask the compiler to print text. What I get is hello Python. Now I write another program where I write a is equal to 5, print a. I get the answer 5. Now mind you, when I was writing a is equal to 5 or text is equal to hello Python, I not once told the compiler what kind of data type I am putting into the variable. So in the first variable I put string, whereas in the second variable I put an integer. So thus brings us to a conclusion that we do not have to tell the compiler what kind of data type we will be entering in a variable. The Python language is dynamic, so it understands whatever value is put in, it will automatically implicitly interpret what kind of data type we are putting. Now that we are clear that variables can hold any kind of data type values that we fill in, we do not have to define the type of variable. Also, the interpreter implicitly binds the value. Implicitly, if we talk in a normal term, that is automatically. When we call explicitly, that is manually we tell something, manually we are feeding in the information, whereas implicitly, that is interpreter will itself bind the value as per the data type it will see in the value. So if you want to check what kind of data type our variable is having, we can write the function type function in order to understand or in order to know what kind of data type the variable has stored in it. We shall now look into the standard data types that we have. To begin with, we have numbers, then we have string, list, tuple and dictionary. I'll be explaining all the 5 data types as we go along. So the first one is numbers. Very clear, we will be adding any kind of number value to our variable. For example, when I talk about a value as in integer form, I say that instead of writing data type as int a is equal to 10, I will not write. I will just simply mention a is equal to 10. If I am writing a value such as A is equal to 908000078 blah and so on, and then we have L. That means the value is for long data type. Then we have float. When a variable contains decimal point number, we call it as float. Then we have complex, where A can hold imaginary part along with a real part, that is 7 plus 6i, or can be j. So I or j represent the imaginary part of the number. It contains the string data type contains single line and multi-line. Single line can be written as with single quotation or double quotation. Inside it, hello, or we can write hi here. So this is a single line, but when we are talking about the multi-line, we will give 3 quotations, right? Hi, this is how you write. And when I'm done writing my sentence, this is what you get. These are the multi-line strings that you will get together. Now to write a multi-line string, I have another way. That is, instead of writing now, in order to write multi-line, you again can instead of writing 3 double quotations, you can also use backslash method, but this we will discuss when we are talking about literals, which is our third part. We have is lists. Lists are basic sequence of things that we write, can be ordered, can be unordered, but here we need to decide our own type of string. So suppose I write here A is equal to, in square brackets I will write 1, 6, if I'm writing a number, I will write in the double quotations 6, hello. Now mind you, you can either use double quotations or single quotations as per your preference. Both can be recognized by Python. So here I've written the list. Inside the square brackets, I've written my list. Now coming on to tuple. How do we write a tuple? What is the syntax and what is it? Tuple is very similar to list, but it is only read-only data structure. You cannot modify the size or data or values that are there in the items of a tuple. Now for writing a tuple, I take t as my variable, and then write hi, but in simple brackets. We will not use any square or curly brackets. We will use normal parentheses in order to write the values. And so on. And I close this, and this makes it as tuple. This is my tuple. Then coming on to dictionary. Dictionary, as the name says, it is ordered set of a key value pair of items. Now I will write one Example for dictionary, I write here D as my variable, give a curly bracket, and then write 1. 1 standing for the key key that holds the primitive data, which cannot be changed. And inside that I write anything that I want in the dictionary. Then I write second write my second one. I can use comma. I can use comma to separate the two, and then I write 2 as whatever I want to write, and so on, and then close with curly brackets again. So that is how you will write the dictionary. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you understood all the concepts that I've shared. Let me know if there are any doubts. Thank you for watching.